Hey guys, welcome back to Tipharot. It's me Matt here, and today we're discussing false awakenings versus sleep paralysis. This was a viewer requested video, but if you're here and you already know the answer to this, don't click off just yet, because at the end of this video I'm going to be sharing a dream story that I just had. That's why I'm recording this on my iPad in bed, still looking a little bit scruffy because I literally just woke up from that dream, and so I wanted to record it while it was fresh in my memory. So false awakenings and sleep paralysis are two different things, but they can be confused by someone who's new to lucid dreaming and new to this whole area. So let's first establish what both of them are. Sleep paralysis is an experience that occurs during REM sleep. Basically, during REM sleep, that's when, most of our dreams occur, what we think of as dreams, i.e. where we're actually there, touching things, seeing things, interacting with things. Those occur during REM sleep. And the problem with those dreams is that, let's say you're running in the dream, you are actually firing off those same neurons as if you were trying to run in the real world. So naturally what would happen when you do that is you would start trying to run from your bed. And okay, if you're laying down, you might not succeed very well in running, but you're going to succeed in, rolling out of bed, smacking your head on something or whatever. And it's probably not going to be very safe or very pleasant. The way that our body prevents this is by something known as REM atonia, where your muscles paralyze during REM sleep. And what can sometimes happen that's not so pleasant about this is that if you start waking up in REM and you don't sort of fully wake up, then what can happen is you find yourself in bed and you're still paralyzed. And you're actually still basically half dreaming as well, so you can see, figures standing over you, you can hear weird sounds and so on, or you can just feel really like things are a bit creepy and unpleasant because the fear center of your brain seems to be quite active during this experience. But basically, you'll know you're in sleep paralysis immediately because you are completely paralyzed in your bed and you can't move. Now I can see how this would get confused with a false awakening for the simple reason that you are feeling like you've woken up. You're tricked into believing that you've woken up when in actual fact you're still half dreaming. That is a similarity shared with false awakenings. As the name suggests, a false awakening is when you believe that you've woken up from a dream but you haven't. Now, the difference between a traditional false awakening and sleep paralysis is that you're not in sleep paralysis, you're not half awake, you're fully in a dream. So what does a false awakening look like? Well, you get up in the morning, you go downstairs, you start making yourself some breakfast, and then you wake up in bed and you realize that that was in fact just another dream. You just dreamt of waking up and going downstairs and making breakfast. You didn't do it for real. False awakenings are a great way to get lucid because if you remember to do reality checks the first thing when you wake up, and you've been having lots of false awakenings, then you're going to have a chance of getting lucid over and over and over again as you have those false awakenings. And you're just going to have more chances to get lucid in general. False awakenings can happen several times in a row, so this is why this can give you a lot of chances to get lucid, because you can have one after the other. So as long as you catch on fairly quick and start doing reality checks, you can sometimes get lucid even if you didn't catch the first or second false awakening. Sleep paralysis too can be used to induce lucid dreams. If you find yourself in sleep paralysis, I recommend simply trying to perform WILD or DEILD just the same way you would if you were doing them from the waking state. What you should find though is that when you're in sleep paralysis, because you're already halfway there, you're already halfway in a dream, you can enter a lucid dream like snapping your fingers. It can be really, really quick. That's not to say that it will be every time. Sometimes it still takes a bit of time to get there from sleep paralysis, especially if this is your first time doing it or you're not particularly familiar with it. But in general, it is a lot faster than doing it from when you're fully awake. So yeah, these are quite different experiences, but if you're getting them, use them. They are an extra opportunity to get lucid. I've also done other videos about them if you want to learn more in depth about false awakenings or sleep paralysis. Search for those on my channel and you'll be sure to find those. Now in a second, I'm going to share my dream story with you guys, but before I do that, I want to tell you guys a little bit about the Lucid Dream Book. Basically, I took everything that I learned from over a decade of experience and tried to put all of the most essential and important lessons in there, as well as all of the things that I feel like people would want to know or need to know in general if they're trying to lucid dream. The book contains 8 chapters, and right now on screen you should see what each of those chapters offer. If you want to get your hands on it, you can go to gum.co/theluciddreambook. That's gum.co/theluciddreambook, or you can go to the link in the top right hand corner or down in the description below. Right, so let's get on to that dream story. So this is just a quick little weird dream. It wasn't a lucid dream, it was just a bit random and weird, and I thought it would be fun to share. So I was in the supermarket and I was there with like some friends and family, and I remember being in like the appliance section, you know, all the TVs and like, kettles and stuff like that. This was obviously a big like hypermarket style supermarket rather than a smaller one. And we were going around there and we were looking for something specific, but I got distracted because I saw this like bit of plastic, and this is probably the weirdest part of the dream to me. I saw this bit of plastic, and it was like when you buy like something and it's brand new and you take it out of the box and it's like wrapped in plastic. It was like that kind of plastic, but there was nothing in it, and it was just like half of it. It was just like this half like plastic seal stuff sitting on a shelf, and it was blue, and I picked it up and I was like, wow, I want this. This is like the most amazing thing I've ever seen, and I need to buy it. And it was expensive as well, and I just wanted to buy it. And so I take that and I'm walking around the shop with it. I somehow managed to tear the plastic, at which point I'm thinking, oh well, I have to buy it anyway because I've torn it now. So I'm walking with this like torn bit of plastic around the shop, and then I get to the pizza section and I wanted to buy a pizza. I'm looking through like this entire freezer of all these frozen pizzas, and none of them have any toppings on them. They're like not in boxes, they're just like loose pizzas, like wrapped. And so I can see what's on the pizza, and none of them have any toppings. And now I'm someone who likes my pizzas plain. I eat like margarita pizzas pretty much exclusively. But this wasn't even that. This was literally just a pizza base with some tomato puree on it. And I was going through like 50 of these pizzas trying to find anything. And there'd be like a few that have like 5 tiny sprinklings of cheese on. And in the end, I just settled for one of those because it was the best that I could find. And then I went to go and pay for it. And I went to the till and I give the guy the items, and he looks at them and he presses something on his till, and then he goes, oh, I can't do this. And then he gives me the money back, and I'm like, what? And he goes, oh, just walk out with them. And I'm like, excuse me? And he goes, just walk out with them. And I'm like, what? And he goes, you don't need to pay, just walk out with them. But he hadn't like scanned the items or anything, so I knew if I walked out with him, an alarm would go off. So I'm sitting here like, do I go to another till? Do I just listen to him and walk out with him and risk it? And so I stood there, and then I wasn't sure what to do, and I remember just standing there. And then I was in like a shopping mall talking to someone, and I was talking to them about the problem with the items and how I didn't want to take them out of the store. And then I was like looking over and pointing at the store that I was already out of while I was having that conversation. And at that point I woke up and just wondered what that dream was all about, and decided to share it with you guys. Have you got an interesting dream that you've had recently? Share it down in the comments below for me and everyone else to take a look at. And my question of the day for you guys is, have you guys ever had a false awakening or sleep paralysis before? If so, you know, is it a common occurrence for you? Do you have one more than the other? Let me know down in the comments below. Anyway, thanks for watching. If you want to stay up to date with my videos, make sure you subscribe and enable all notifications. And if you want to keep watching, check out one of those videos on screen. Go watch that, and I'll see you there soon. Take care.